as you continue to practice this formula, the outside will transcend your thinking mind desire. This is what I'm trying to tell you. The worry and the fear and the trepidation and the consternation that everybody holds is not necessary. It's just not necessary. And you can mess around with the formula if you go into fear, if you go into worry, if you go into shame, if you go into judgment of others or yourself. It's okay. Take it easy on yourselves. You're moving from a perception that you've held about yourself, let's just say for a long time, way before you got into this human experience. And now you're aligning with the fact that your source energy having a human holographic experience. Take it easy on yourselves. Because what happened is that when things would go the way you didn't prefer, it would latch onto you and you would tell stories, and there was a negative emotion, and the negative emotion was bad, and then it would just kind of feed off of each other, and all of that entanglement would keep reproducing the same thing that you didn't want. So you'd work harder as a human being to get that thing gone. Separation, judgment, separation, entanglement, fuel. Now you're in a place where you recognize, I am giving myself the opportunity to catch through discernment and through sensation when I'm entangling with something I don't prefer. Remember, discernment. Yeah, you don't prefer it. You're not going to pretend you prefer it. That's not going to serve you. That's not metaphysical, spiritual, or anything. That's a lie. You don't prefer it. But what's happening now, because you've been participating in this conversation, is you're recognizing things that you entangled with for decades. And then a year, and then a month, and then a week, and a day, and an hour. Now we're getting into seconds. And then how you make it seconds is that when you feel uncomfortable, don't make it your job to figure it out. That's an agenda. When you feel uncomfortable, simply recognize it. We have been going over this, and we're going to keep going over it because it doesn't make logical or rational sense, because you are now in a place where you're going to transcend your thinking mind. Just try and be easy with yourselves on this concept. This isn't going to make logical and rational sense. But I remind you that when you be with the sensation of dis-ease, a negative emotion, because something in your reality, something in your reflection shows you something that you don't prefer. This is the game. This is the game. What is the game? You're remembering that you have choice to remember nothing outside you has power over you, because there is no outside. That's the way this goes. Now, we as human beings in this go-round all have a couple of themes. And the themes kind of generally go around relationships, money, the body, health, and that's kind of where we circulate in this time round. So we're just going to keep going with it, because what I remind you is all of those things are energy. All of it. Everybody in a relationship with you, money is energy. Your body is energy. So can you imagine when you see something you don't prefer and you feel a negative emotion, and instead of judging the negative emotion, which is going to bring you to separation and entanglement, but you be with the negative emotion, you're like, oh my God, this really, no lying, it's uncomfortable, right? But you're like, okay, I'm really proud of myself. I'm recognizing that I'm having a complete sensational and negative emotion to looking at something from a discernible place that I don't prefer, I'm going to be with this. And you're going to relax and you're going to take it easy.